Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. So today's Advent reflection will be about joy. And so for me, thinking through this year and reflecting about this topic, I think it's quite hard to say that this year has been a joyful year. Now, considering the pandemic, considering the circumstances that we are all in right now, a lot of us may have lost jobs, a lot of us may have lost loved ones, close ones to us, or even we ourselves may have been directly impacted by the pandemic. And so it is very hard to say that this year has been a joyful year. But when I was reflecting on this a lot more, one thing that came to my mind is something my mum told me. And so when I was, like everyone, I was also going through a particular challenging part of my life. And I told my mum this, and my mum told me, right now, you may be going through something extremely challenging, but just remember how the Lord has brought you to where you are right now. And just remember how much joy He has given you in the past and how He has helped you. And let all these things that you remember bring you joy, bring you comfort and courage in going ahead. And so right now, in a situation like this where it's extremely challenging, I guess the challenge for us is to try and bring our attention towards what has happened, towards the good that God has done to us in the past. And let that bring you comfort, let that bring you a confidence and trust in Him in going ahead. It's because when you remember these things, then you start to think to yourself, okay, if the Lord has helped me like this before, I've gone through situations where things seemed impossible, but the Lord made it possible. So that means that going ahead, there's the Lord can do even more miracles ahead. And so let that firm your trust, and let those reflections on the past bring joy to you and confidence in you to trust in Christ. Joy is more than just a human emotion. Although a lot of us associate joy as an emotion, it goes a lot more deeper than that. It's a joy and hope are things that we can link together. When we have hope in something, we have joy. And so when we have hope in Christ, Christ fills us with joy. So in this pandemic, that is the most important thing right now, that to find that joy, to try and get joy from Christ, we need to first have that hope in Him, first trust in Him and allow Him to work in our lives, in our situation. And when we look at the Gospels, we see many times that Jesus, he's permitted suffering to take place. Although He's not the cause of suffering, some suffering He has permitted to take place just so that the glory of God can be revealed. And when the glory of God is revealed, so much joy is pours out. And so we see this with Lazarus' story, for example, when Martha told Jesus, my brother's sick, come and heal him. Jesus waited 4 days, and the disciples were asking, why are we waiting? And Jesus said, it's so the glory of God can be revealed. And so when Jesus goes to Lazarus' tomb and heals him, Mary, before that, Mary says, if you came here sooner, he would have been alive. And so she was going through something, she was going through a very sad, bitter experience. But then when Jesus healed Lazarus and brought him back to life, Martha was filled with so much joy, so much happiness. And, so it shows that we have to go through this bitter experience to allow the Lord to fill our lives with joy. And so, like I said, this pandemic can be an example of that. A lot of us are going through this bitter experience in our families, losing jobs, losing loved ones. But just in these bitter moments, allow the Lord to bring joy and comfort into your life. And that will help you going ahead. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Have a great week ahead. God bless.